great to see
back. Thank you for joining us again, and thank you so much to all of you who've been sharing, getting in contact with us since we launched last week.
Good.
We're just so excited that people are actually watching these videos and that there are people who want some of this kind of input, and so we're going to keep doing it. So keep subscribing, keep sharing, spread the word. Marriage game on.
Come on. And so tonight we kind of really thought it'd be really practical to talk about team talk. And we were thinking, why team talk? Because if we think about our kind of scenario at the moment for everybody is we're at home more. Mm-hmm. Many of us are kind of doing homeschool now, which is a brand new thing, taking that on. Work patterns have changed for many, working from home. We didn't do that before, now we're doing it. And just generally, we're just being home around each other a lot more. So our rhythms have just totally changed the last 8 weeks. So we thought it'd be really good to talk around some team talk and really kind of our view, within that, our view on marriage and relationship. And kind of having this mentality, this kind of thinking that actually we're on the same team, you win and I win. And we kind of just wanted to unpack that a little bit tonight. And I guess if you're on a winning team, good communication is really important. And I kind of just thinking back to when I worked for the FA, the Football Association, and I was very fortunate to be close to some of the England teams and just in and around some of what was going on just from a distance, and just seeing the level of detail and the great communication and everything that was put into planning and making sure that actually, because we're on the same team, because we want to be successful and we want to thrive, actually the communication that we put in place sees so many good results. And so being around that and seeing the environments that were created to set people up to win was brilliant. And I guess we kind of have to try and remember, we try and remind ourselves of this, is good communication never assumes. So hopefully tonight we're going to give you some really practical, short, so stay tuned. We're going to give you 3 really practical points that we hope you can take away and you can use that have helped us, and hopefully it might help you. So give it a go, let's see.
Okay, so point number 1 is to schedule a team talk. Every good team has regular chats, as Nath was saying. They debrief what's going well, what's not going well, what do we need to change moving forwards to make things better. And it's no different in your marriage really, or any relationship. If you have regular communication, you're going to set out those expectations, you're going to make sure that things are clear. If I go into a week and we haven't had a team talk, then we have set ourselves up for a fail, because I've got things in my head that I'm expecting to happen a certain way. Nate's got certain commitments with work or with other things that are going on, and we can just, not meaning to, we can just rub each other up the wrong way, clash heads, and all chaos. So we schedule ours in for a Sunday night after church. We've been doing this for a few years since Nate started working at home. Oh, he doesn't work at home all the time, but he went from having a full-time job outside the house to being at home a lot more. And suddenly it was like, actually, our worlds are now much more closely joined, like many of yours are in this COVID-19 season. Yeah. And we had to start regularly putting this in so that we didn't keep tripping up over each other. But a team talk isn't a chance for me to just offload all my problems and make sure that Nath bends over backwards to make my expectations be met. It's a chance for both of you to share concerns, any goals that you've got for the week.
Yeah, come on.
And to
Positive.
just be able to listen to one another as well, really. That's a big challenge for us sometimes, to carve out that time. But if we're intentionally doing this regularly, we get in the habit of actually just really good regular communication, where we can talk about things with the kids that we need to talk about any pressures with work that are coming up, and just lay it all out on the table, not to solutionize yet, but just to get it all out in front of us so that both parties know where we stand going into the week ahead. And we actually love our team talks, don't we?
It's great. Sunday nights are good fun.
Come on.
Yes, I think that's really practical, having a team talk. Like Joy said, on a Sunday night, that is always a highlight, because if we're on the same team and we want to see everyone in our family win, not just us, our children too, actually it's such a great start, because I want to know what's going on in Joy's week so I can help her win, I can help the kids win, because we're all part of family life together.
Absolutely.
So we would say, and Joy kind of mentioned, don't solutionise yet. I think I'm keen to do that. If I hear what Joy's saying, I'm keen to get in and kind of get involved and think about solutions. But actually the next step, so point number 2, is create a plan. And when you're creating a plan, what we do is, this is really simple, it's not rocket science, and some of you will do this way better than we will, is we just plan our week out, and it could be things like who needs the car when I've got work phone calls, so I might need to go in a different room, and Joy might try and help with the kids, especially in this season. I'm sure you're trying to find that out. We've all had some funny moments with the kids in the background, but that's good, that's real. And just some other things like some of the goals that Joy might be trying to do, exercise we might be trying to achieve. And actually, I want to know what's going on. We want to communicate because we don't want to just assume. And actually, we've just put that in a visual aid on the fridge, just really simple, so that we can both see. And then actually, in the week is a chance for me just to check in with Joy. How was that call? How did it go? Or how did the kids get on with their teacher on Zoom at the moment? You know, just some of those really practical things that show that I'm a part of life and that Joy's a part of mine and the kids, and we can just all see what's going on to have that you win, I win mentality. So keep the visual aid, keep it practical, and make a plan, but it doesn't have to be complicated.
No, the simpler the better. Okay, so we've scheduled a team talk, created a plan, and now we're on to point number 3, which is my absolute favourite point, which is all about filling up your tank. So this is a phrase we've used in our marriage for a long time now. I can't even remember where we first heard it. But it's about knowing yourself really first and understanding what are the things in your week that are going to give you energy, fill you with life, make you excited, what's going to really get you going.
Yes, right.
And what are the things that are absolute drains on you. And some of them will be things that you have to do. Like one of mine is kids' dinner time. I just get so bored with it because they don't want to eat exciting food.
Fish fingers.
They want to eat rubbish food.
Not too many.
And either you've got to have the battle of making them eat something they don't want to eat, or you're just going to feed them rubbish that doesn't make you feel good either. So that's one of my draining things. But one of the things that really fills my tank is going out for a really nice walk, somewhere beautiful. Just, it doesn't have to be like miles away. It could just be to a local park or by some water somewhere where I might see some wildlife. I saw an otter the other day. It was awesome. And a seal today. Amazing.
True.
So it's just knowing those things that we need to schedule into our week that are going to help us to get through our weeks, especially if there's a lot of things that are going to be draining. Like for me, sometimes having the kids at home all the time, like they are at the moment, can be a little bit wearing. So Nath knows that I need a good walk to fill my tank, and if he allows me that time in the morning, that's going to be better for everyone. He's setting me up to win. If I win, he wins in that situation, because it means that I'm more patient with the kids for the rest of the day. It means that hopefully I'm a bit more animated and fun with the kids, so then they're not hopefully screaming at each other as much, and then they don't interfere with his work calls. So everything's got a spiral effect. But what we would say is not just to know your own things that fill your tank and drain your tank, but to really understand what it is about your partner or your husband or wife, that what are their things that really get them going, make them full of life, and what are the things that just absolutely wear them out? Because you might be surprised that some of the things that wear them out are actually things that you really enjoy.
Yes,
and then you can work together and really help each other. Or at least you're going to have a little bit more patience with one another if you know that you're doing things and having more of those things that are draining you in a certain time. And sometimes we've not got loads of control over that, like at the moment, but it's trying to put in those things that we can put in that are going to help us, and to schedule them in first. If you don't make a priority space for those things in your week, those good things that are going to fill up your tank are the things that are going to get squeezed out, and then it's no good for anyone. We want life to be fun. We want to be getting on well with one another. And so we want to, if we're going to set each other up to win, we've got to understand what fills our tanks, what drains our tanks, and what fills their tanks and what drains their tanks.
Yeah, that's right.
Love it.
That's so good.
Write a list.
Have
a chat, work it out.
Make it practical.
It's fun.
So good. So hopefully that's really helpful. 3 really quick, simple points. Have your team talk at the start of the week. So important. Don't see it as a chore. See it as something actually you want to know. We're on the same team. We're part of the same family.
Fills our tanks.
Fills our tank. So come on, have your team talk. Make a plan. Make it practical. Put it on the fridge. Let the kids be involved. Make it fun. It should be fun. Life should not be endured. It should be enjoyed. So come on. And number 3, fill your tank. Make sure you're filling your tank. It's so important for both of you and everyone in your family. Make sure you're filling your tank. And thank you. Hopefully this has been helpful. These are things that work in our family and work in our relationship. Some, we've tried and tested it, and actually we go through different rhythms and different seasons. So this season, this works. It might not work in a few weeks' time, so we keep revisiting it. And that's why the team talk chat is so good. So just try what works for you. It might not, but just have a go and see how you get on.
What have you got to lose?
So thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully it's been helpful. Keep the comments coming, keep sharing, liking, and we've got a COVID couples challenge coming
at you this Thursday night. Don't miss it. It's a good one. It's good for laughs.
See you Thursday. Come on.
See you Thursday.